Hello and welcome back to DCD Transporters. Thanks for joining me today, and I want to show you this lovely T6 that's sitting behind me. Done a little interior conversion on it, and it's really nice to show you what we've been up to and why we do what we do. So let's spin the camera around and we'll take a look at the inside. So before we jump on in, let's just have a quick look around it because it is such a lovely van. This is Starlight Blue and it's one of my favourite colours. We've got a long-term T6 here with us, the Starlight Blue as well, and I really like it. It's a lovely van, suits a T6 so nicely. So we've just put a Fiamma awning on this one, so it's a F45S, so it's the wind-out awning. Really nice, easy to use. I do like them. They are super quick and really convenient, so they do work really lovely. Just got to be very careful with them when you're using them in more excessive conditions, so higher winds and rain, so you do need to be a bit careful with them for that. But for general use, they are super quick and just really easy to use. So anyway, that's the outside. Great looking van, as I'm sure you'll agree. That is just a lovely thing. Volkswagen got it so right with these, didn't they? I think the styling is just superb. So let's jump on the inside and show you what we've been doing. So you join me inside the van and you can see just how spacious the U-shape makes it, really. This was
a previous conversion that's come into us. So this was a rock and roll bed setup. It's a day van, so what we affectionately call a tin top roof. So no pop top on this one, but it's still got plenty of space inside here, and even more so now that we've put the U-shape in it rather than that restrictive rock and roll bed. So yeah, it's just such a lovely place to be, and you can see why more and more people are switching out from the rock and roll beds now and putting a U-shape inside the van, because it does give the maximum amount of space for these small vans that we have. So yes, there are smaller vans on the market, and I know I do say that these are small vans, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, these are a good size to use on lots and lots of different occasions, aren't they? So you can use it quite practically as your everyday vehicle, and of course it then becomes your camper van when you need it to at the weekend. So a great practical small-ish van. So yeah, and we've maximised all the space in it. So what can be better than that? It's the biggest bed you're going to get and still keep some cabinets, and the biggest space you're going to get, and social seating as well. Because if you look over there, if the camera follows me over, you can see there's the other bench. Here's me sitting on this bench, and it just provides a really lovely seating area and that nicer experience, rather than you being quite regimented sitting this way on your rock and roll bed, which is very, very restrictive, and you can't have that lovely table because it's either on the floor or it's attached on a rail to the cabinets, and it's really restrictive to what you're doing. Whereas this will move literally everywhere you want it to do. And because it's eccentric, obviously you can throw the table a little bit further towards the front of the van or push it towards the rear of the van, and by doing that you've then created more and more space. So a really great place and a really great table to maximize that space as well within the van. So really superb. Let's go through some details of what is actually in the build in terms of the cabinets and the layout and what we've got at the back of the van for storage.
So your main cabinet opposite the sliding door, it consists of your two top drawers, really lovely oak worktop, socket at the top there for your 240 and a USB-C and a USB-A, and then moving down you've got your main cupboard, and then in this particular van we've got a nice Dometic sink which we've colour coded the front. So this is satin white, and that with the combo on the oak there just looks amazing. The satin catches, satin silver sink, so the satin door catches, and then the satin silver fridge with the colour coded centre just looks lovely. It's really, really nice combination there with the ship deck flooring, and yeah, loads of practicality. So this side is your porta potty drawer, so that's gonna house your porta potty in there, set for 345 or 145, fits in there really lovely and gives you loads and loads of space around it to store toilet rolls and, you know, your chemicals and bits and bobs that you're going to want to in there. So that's really good storage. Locks in there great. So let's go over to the cabinet. These drawers, really nice deep drawers. You get loads of lovely stuff in there. And the same with that one. See, like a utensils drawer, storage drawer, really, really nice. The main cabinet opening that way, so we've made the door literally as big as we can to give you maximum access into there, unimpeded access, which is really nice. So that's such a lovely space in there. Lots and lots of good storage. Moving up to the top cabinet, as you'll see, so that heater was an existing heater that was in the van, and we've just given it a really nice little home, so it's now sitting framed inside the top cabinet. And then we've got a really nice spacious area in there, and they're on soft close and self-latching, which is really nice. So they're supported, so it's not going to fall down on you, and it's a very nice way of hinging those cabinets so they're up and out of the way, and it's a more natural way that you'd have your cabinets there. And with that little stay, that keeps them up, and then also lets them close nice and soft when they need to. Going around towards the back of the van, obviously we've spoken about the table. That's our 360 table, and then stowed at the back there is the buddy box. So let's go around to the back of the van and I can show you that. Okay, so moving around to the back of the van, you can see the U-shape and the cushions and the table, as they would normally be. Obviously the buddy box sitting in the middle there. I'll pull out drawer, which houses the kitchen over to the left, and then the storage accessed by this door over onto the right. Now you'll notice we do this differently now because we don't frame the door. We've given it, again, like the main cupboard, maximum amount of access, so it's unrestricted. So it's really nice big space, so you can get decent sized wheel chocks in there and all your other bits. It's got a divider, so that will keep the mucky stuff away from the clean stuff. So I do like to use this bit of storage here for your wheel chocks, hook-up lead, tent pegs, awning canopies, that kind of thing. So like your mucky end, really. So you could have lots of bits and bobs that you're going to want to grab when you first get to the campsite. So your hook-up lead, it's essential, your chocks to make sure your van's nice and level. They can all go in there and they're kept out of the way of what would then be a good storage area for putting your clean things. The other side, so like your duvet, your cushions and pillows and that kind of thing can all get stowed the other side, clothes, all of that. So yeah, really nice that they are separated. Your buddy box is accessible via that handle, so you can just pull that handle and that will then remove the buddy box. I'll show you that in a second. And then of course we've got our big kitchen drawer on this side, which if I pull it out, you'll see what that looks like. So this is our slide out kitchen. So as you can see, we've got two storage areas in here, and on the top is a really rather lovely brushed stainless steel finish. Now that's going to be so much more hygienic than having the laminate on there. Laminate is a good surface and it is easy to clean and it is resistant to most things, but I think just for a bit food prep wise, you know, this makes a nicer surface. So all of our kitchens now, the slide out kitchen that's here, now come with this stainless steel sort of brushed effect onto, which is very easy to clean and maintain. So good for hygiene and looks absolutely mega as well. So really like those. So that's going to be your space for putting your cooker. So a Cadac, like a twin burner Cadac, like Cadac Pro 2s, that sort of thing. Here's a nice prep area that you can use while you're cooking, or you can put another little cooker on there if you wished, but I think it's better that you keep your cooker away from the interior of the van, so that's why it's designed to come all the way out here. So that's going to be predominantly a cooking area and food prep area on there. Nice little access hole to get you into this cupboard. So if you've got a gas cooker and you want to pop it into there with the little fly lead that's going to come off to that and then into your gas bottle, that would be ideal for that. So let's have a closer look at the storage that's in the kitchen drawer. So on the left hand side we do have an additional drawer that's going to pull out, and then on the right hand side we have this door which is going to give you access to the big space that's in here. So ideal for storing like your gas canisters and barbecue equipment, that kind of thing. So that's ideal for that. Plates, pots, pans, they're all going to go in there. That's going to be brilliant. So then we've got on the left hand side this slide out drawer. That's going to be great for putting your barbecue utensils in there, other cooking bits and bobs. And then on the left hand side we've got a nice little divider with an oak chopping board in here which matches the interior of the van. So that's a really nice solid oak chopping board that can be stored in that left hand side, and it also gives you access to underneath that where you can store other bits and bobs. So yeah, a really nice practical kitchen that's outside of the van, so you don't need to worry about any splatters and stuff like that going over your upholstery, and we don't need to worry about the smells being in the van. So it's outside, so fresh air is going to take that all away. As you've probably seen on our other videos, the Hull slide-in kitchen drawer is 200 kilo capable. So that's really strong. Probably unlikely you're ever going to get to that limit, but it has that capacity should you need. So you can literally put anything in those drawers that you can store, and it's not going to exceed those drawer runners. They are very safe and secure, and they have a nice little lock-in mechanism which you have to pull up to release, and that will then allow you to slide the whole unit back into the van, and you'll hear it click again, and that means that's locked into position and it cannot now move.
So let's grab the buddy box, get that down and on the floor so we can have a closer look at that. So here's our little buddy box. It's now out of the van and it's just a really lovely storage cube. You'll notice how we've changed it now from the very original design. All the fixtures and fittings now are mainly hidden with the exception of the hinges. It's just a really, really nice thing to use. Again, we thought about the design of this, which is why it hinges to the side. Now by doing that, it's going to give you access into that buddy box, whether it's outside or inside the van. And if it's inside the van, you can access it from the outside and from the inside. Whereas if it hinged the other way, then obviously one way or the other is going to be more awkward to get into. But obviously by hinging it to the side, it's going to make that nice and easy. Another feature you'll see with the buddy box outside the van is the U-shape still works. So if you want to leave the buddy box at home or you put that in the awning, then you can do, and the U-shape is not changed at all. So everything still works with or without the buddy box in there. But you can already see you're starting to get a little bit more of a load through area. So if we move that flap out of the way and move the cushion, then of course we've then got that load through area, and I'm going to show you that now. Another great bit of functionality of our U-shape is how with that little end piece there that makes the U, with that out of the way, you've now got this really lovely walk-through area, so you can access the van from the back, or you can now get some really big items in there, and that's super handy if you're going to be using the van for other things. So whether it's just general trips out that you need to take large items with you, or you've got a hobby that then involves taking bigger bits of equipment, you can still do that and then still retain the camper on another occasion. If you then want to take it out again, you can. So you've got a really good functional vehicle. One of the other bits of storage I want to show you, so this is on the driver's side. So underneath this cushion is a nice storage area here. So in this little pocket hole, we've got a hinged access to what I was telling you earlier, which is like a nice sort of area that you can then store your clothing, bedding, that kind of thing. So really nice, handy area to get into there. And there's quite a deep storage area, so you'll get loads of things in there. That's really nice. So the little buddy box can't move and slide forward because it's on those little tabs there on the retaining pieces of the side pods. And then, like I said, you can access the buddy box when it's in the van from either outside or inside, so it still works really well. And it's just such a big storage space in there. It's absolutely brilliant. You get loads of stuff in there. That's fantastic. Yeah, really practical little thing that we absolutely love. It's super simple to transform the van from day into night mode just by moving the cushions and moving the little flaps over and sliding the cushion back, and then popping the buddy box cushion back in place. So we've now got the U-shape back again, buddy box back in the van, ready to go. So lots of people always ask me how easy it is to go from what is essentially day mode, so your sitting and dining configuration, into your sleeping configuration. So how easy does it turn into a bed? Well, it's really easy. Let me show you. The other beauty of this particular table is how it stows. So forgive me if you end up looking at my back, but I'll show you how this all transforms into the bed. So first thing, we'll move the table. Go, and then that stays all nice and still, and you can move the table with all of its bracket and leg all in one. So I normally stow that behind the driver's seat, so let's put it there out of the way as we would usually. Once that's done, cushion gets simply moved to the other side, lift this main cushion up, and then the center section moves over and down. Cushion back in. And then these backrests become the center section. Nice and firm. Set this there, and that's it. Lovely. Job done. It's a bed. Nice and easy. So thanks for joining me on this walkthrough tour of this lovely T6, and what a great van it is, with a super usable space that's now transformed the interior from that traditional rock and roll bed, which is a bit restrictive, into this really super usable, really big space with a nice comfy cozy bed that's as good as you're going to get, while retaining some reasonable storage as well. So I think that's where this works really well. Maximum storage, maximum bed size, and maximum usability. So it goes from utilitarian vehicle to camper vehicle to really cozy night out. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. So thanks for joining me. Please do subscribe to the channel, that really does help us, and I'd be really grateful if you do. And please give us a thumbs up if you've liked the video as well, and look out for us in others. So we'll be bringing you more conversions, more bits and bobs, more modifications, and all that to come. So please do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so you get notifications when we do bring out our new videos. So thank you again, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.